we can dream anywhere on the emotional scale, because primarily dreams are guidance. Dreams are not a place where you are creating reality, but dreams are in fact guidance that is coming to you from the universe. And I like thinking about it that way, that dreams are guidance. But the one little thing that I learned from Abraham that I did not know before, that had an impact on how I now look at the process of dreaming, is that Abraham has taught us that the universe is sending us guidance through our dream state, and the way that guidance comes to us depends on things that we are already familiar with. Things that when we see them, things that they are going to create an association for us. So for example, when we see, I don't know about you, but when I see a white bird, to me, the significance of seeing a white bird in my dream, like a dove, for example, is a soul connection. That's another soul interacting with me. So all of us have these images that mean things to us. When we see white light, and white light has been spoken about so much in near-death experiences and such, that when you think about white light, you think about source energy, right? So there are symbols that have a meaning to us. And what Abraham explains to us is that universe uses the symbols that we have beliefs attached to, and uses those symbols to convey information to us. And that happens in our wake state all the time when we see numbers lining up. I mean, how many of us see 1111 and smile, right? Or if you're driving and you see the numbers lining up in your odometer, you smile because it's like the universe is winking at you. Right? So the universe is using mechanisms that we are already connected with in order to communicate with us. And so our dreams are a compilation of images that are meaningful to us. And this is where, when you ask someone else to interpret your dream for you, things can go wonky. Because the belief systems and the interpretation that another person attaches to a symbol can be different than the interpretation you attach to the same symbol, right? So in some cultures, red is the color of joy. In other cultures, red is the color of danger. Two extremely different emotions. So if somebody was going to see a woman clad in white in a flowy dress, if it was someone in whose culture that is associated with a bride, then they would be seeing a bride. And if someone was in a different culture, they would be seeing a widow. Two opposite interpretations of the same image. So this is why you have to be careful who you're sharing stuff with. And Abraham always tells us not to share. Not to share. When you're trying to make a decision, ask your inner self for guidance on making a decision than someone outside of you. Because if you ask someone outside of you, they are going to base their analysis of the situation on their own experiences from the past. So, dreams are about symbolism used by the universe in order to communicate with us. And Abraham says that the very first thing that you need to focus on when you are dreaming, or when you come out and you remember your dream, is whether it felt good or it felt bad. Because Abraham says, and this is very key to our understanding, that the universe will communicate to us in our dreams if the universe is not able to make us hear in our wake state. If the universe is not able to reach you, is not able to have you hear the guidance that is always coming to you during your awake time, then the universe will try and reach you during your dream state. Because in the dream state, in the sleep state, we have less resistance. The reason we have less resistance is because we are not thinking logically in our dream state. So our logical facility is defocused, which means that our belief systems, our resistance, which is created by our belief systems, is at bay. And therefore, messages that we were blocking before can actually filter in. So if guidance from the universe is coming in, the most important thing for us to focus on is whether that guidance feels good or not. Because if the guidance feels good, then that means that whatever it is that we are thinking about or doing or making a decision about in our wake state is helpful, serves us right. We are on the right track. And if we wake up from a dream and we feel scared, fearful, that's the universe's mechanism for letting us know that whatever it is we are doing in our wake state is taking us away from the things that we want instead of taking us towards the things that we want. And that is the key. That understanding is the most important thing of all. So if you wake up from a dream feeling afraid, then you have to ask yourself, I guess during my wakeful hours, I am not focusing as positively as I should be. The universe is telling me I need to do more work to be more positive. What you think about and what manifests in your life experience is always a vibrational match. And in the same way, what you think about and what manifests in your dream state is always a vibrational match. That means if it is a vibrational match, then what does that mean? It means that there's guidance in it. And what happens a lot of times when I'm talking to people about their dreams is that they tell me the story. And most people take dreams to be predictive of something that's coming. And that is actually true because they are predictive about what is coming, because if you're feeling bad in your dream state, that does mean that you're heading towards something bad. Because that's what our emotional guidance system is, right? Our emotional guidance, if we're not feeling good, that means we're heading in the wrong direction. So pay attention to your dreams. It says, you do not create while you are dreaming. Your dream is a manifestation of what you have been thinking during your awake state. However, once you are awake and you are now thinking about or discussing your dream, those thoughts do affect your future creations. So important to know. It's not because you dreamed something bad will happen that something bad happened. It's because you woke up and you didn't pay attention to the guidance that was coming in the dream. So if something bad happened in the dream, let's say an accident happened in the dream, when you wake up, your job is to say, oh my God, something bad happened while I was dreaming. I guess I'm not doing a good enough job of thinking positively. That's what the universe is trying to tell me. I'm not doing a good enough job of thinking positively. So what am I going to do? I guess I am going to sit down and I'm going to appreciate. I'm going to look out of the window, find things to appreciate. I'm going to sit down and write a long list of things that I appreciate. Because what the universe is telling me is, Zara, if you don't pay attention, you are heading towards an accident. So the universe is trying to give me forward information of where I am on the emotional scale and what I need to do in order to prevent that accident from happening. And if something good is happening in my dream and it's making me feel good, then that too is a message from the universe which is saying, Zara, keep doing what you're doing because it's taking you where you want to go. Don't take your dreams so seriously. Because if you take your dreams seriously and you keep thinking about them during the day, then what are you doing? You're giving it your energy. And if it is something that you did not enjoy, that was fearful, why would you want to give it more energy? You don't want to give it more energy because you don't want to perpetuate it. You don't want more of that. So leave it alone. It is not helpful information. Well, it's helpful information, but your response to it is not helpful. The helpful information stops when it says you are heading in the negative direction, change your direction. That's all it means.